Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar Buzz on the Trevor Matson Talks Movies YouTube channel. I'm your host, Trevor Matson, and I will be talking about all things Academy Awards because they are my favorite thing. If you couldn't tell, I talk about the Oscars a lot, probably annoyingly too much. But I don't care. I love them. So I'm going to be talking about them. We'll jump into the news, but first, if you would like to subscribe, you can. If you don't want to, that's also okay. It's whatever you want to do. I'm throwing it out there, not telling you to do anything, because I don't like telling people to do things. It feels weird, but I'm reminding you that it is an option. All right, let's move into news. I'm better at talking about that. The Tragedy of Macbeth is going to close London Film Festival. We'll have more on London Film Festival later, but with this, we know it's not a premiere. It's going to be premiering at one of the major four festivals. I can't remember which one, but one of the major four fall ones: New York, Venice, TIFF, or Telluride. But the fact that it's a closing film shows promise. The opening and closing films at festivals it means that the festival sees something special in the movie and they want the film to represent the festival in some way. So even though London Film Festival isn't one of the big four, it's still important. And like this being the closing film, the festival thinking that it's good just confirms, I think, the suspicions that me and plenty of other people had that this movie is going to be pretty good. I mean, if you look at the ingredients, it's Joel Cohen, it's Denzel Washington, it's Frances McDormand, it's in black and white, it's A24. Apple TV Plus did a decent job with their Oscar campaigning last year. I mean, they managed to get Greyhound an Oscar nomination. They got Wolfwalkers in there. So I think Tragedy of Macbeth is going to be in good hands. Next, we had the trailer for Parallel Mothers. This is a new film from Pedro Almodovar. I think that's how you say his last name. But yes, Pedro Almodovar. Had to check myself with the Googles. But yes, Pedro Almodovar's new film, of course, coming off of Pain and Glory, which earned Antonio Banderas a Best Actor nomination and got a Best International Feature nomination. So his next film is going to be anticipated, and it is this film. I believe this. If it didn't premiere at, I think it's premiering at Venice. I'm pretty sure it's premiering at Venice. But we're gonna be getting first reaction soon because we are on the verge of fall festival season. For by the time we get to next week, when I do the show again, we will have reactions on some of the first movies at the big four fall festivals. This trailer looks very good. It was it was the first of all three trailers this week that looked very anxiety inducing, which I'm completely here for. Pedro Almodovar is a great director, as we saw with Pain and Glory. The important thing to note here is also that he is in with the Oscars. He got a film in. That means that they will automatically look towards him for future nominations. That means that this film is probably in for Best International Feature. It's probably I don't think it's in with Penelope Cruz for Best Actress, but I think that she has a shot. If this movie's very good, I think that she can absolutely get in. So yeah, this trailer looked very, very good. It definitely is a film that has something to say. Some other big news. Netflix announced their release dates for the rest of the year, at least most of them. And we got some big Oscar contenders. So first of all, there is Passing, Rebecca Hall's directorial debut, which is going to be on Netflix November 10th. There's also The Harder They Fall, which comes out October 22nd on Netflix. I don't think that's an Oscar contender, but some people think it is. So I will, I guess, briefly mention that. Let's see. Tick Tick Boom is going to be on Netflix November 19th after theatrical release November 12th. It's interesting with that film because that film was I believe, rejected from New York Film Festival. It isn't confirmed, but I have to imagine that they submitted that movie to New York Film Festival, and the fact that it isn't showing at any of the big four and is instead headlining AFI Fest is interesting. Yes, AFI Fest is still big, but I don't know how it compares to the big four. So we'll have to see how that goes. Jane Campion's Power of the Dog, and we will be talking more about that later, is going to be on Netflix December 1st after being in theaters November 17th. Don't Look Up, Adam McKay's new film, is going to be in theaters December 10th and on Netflix December 24th. I'll definitely be watching that on Christmas. I love Adam McKay's films. I mean, his two most recent films being big Oscar contenders. So excited there to see what he can do. And then lastly, Maggie Gyllenhaal's directorial debut, The Lost Daughter, comes out December 31st on Netflix after premiering in theaters December 17th. So a consistent string here is they are doing the 1 week theatrical release before, even though the Oscars aren't requiring it. I don't believe the Oscars are requiring it this year. Because you're still seeing films like Mitchell's vs. the Machines and The Tomorrow War eligible. And like Annette, films that were scheduled for theatrical releases or got festival releases but just went straight to streamers. Overall, very, very excited for Netflix's slate for the rest of the year. They always have lots to give. Also, I should mention The Hand of God also comes out December 15th on Netflix. So yeah, Netflix always has a ton of major contenders. I mean, they had Trial of the Chicago 7 last year. They had Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. They always produce plenty of contenders. So quite honestly, just excited to see everything that comes out of Netflix. Again, Mank. How could I forget Mank? I was just looking at Netflix's stuff from last year. Mank, Pieces of a Woman, The White Tiger, The Midnight Sky, Over the Moon. They always have so much. Hillbilly Elegy is another one. The Five Bloods. Netflix, as much as people like to say that streaming movies don't get Oscars, Netflix gets Oscars. So really excited to see how these films shape up. Next Goal Wins. This isn't really news, but on its IMDb page, it is listed as premiering at London Film Festival. There isn't any reports of this, but interesting that it's on the IMDb page because there are definitely industry people working on IMDb. It still says that it's going to be released theatrically in 2022. So I still think that this means that it won't be eligible until the next Oscars. We won't be getting it at the coming Oscars, so it won't be eligible until the 2023 Oscars for 2022 films, not the 2022 Oscars for 2021 films. But the fact that it is supposedly premiering at London, and that we're going to be able to get reactions on this film to kind of gauge how it's looking for the Oscars, makes me very, very excited because I'm so excited for this film. I mean, I absolutely love Taika Waititi in everything he does with anything. So really, really excited to see what he can do here. That's kind of in the same camp as like Being the Ricardos, where I don't know if it comes out this year. Like I feel like The Northman and Blonde, those are pretty set in 2022. But Being the Ricardos and Next Goal Wins, I don't know when they come out. So which makes Oscar predicting very difficult. Something that definitely is coming out this year is Serrano, Joe Wright's new film. And that is heading to Telluride. But the really interesting thing that was revealed about this film was that all of the singing was done on set, which I believe was done, at least for some songs, with La La Land. I'm not sure if all of the songs were done on set, but I believe at least some songs for La La Land were done on set. And this is interesting because you don't have a lot of. I mean, I don't. Does Peter Dinklage sing? I don't know if Peter Dinklage sings. Uh, um, but yeah, you have Peter Dinklage, you have Brian Tyree Henry, Ben Mendelsohn, Haley Bennett. I don't think they sing, but I'm not sure. um, but Joe Wright, I mean, he's another. I talk about being in with the Oscars. I mean, he has Darkest Hour, he has Atonement, he has Pride and Prejudice, he has movies that are in. So really, really excited for this one. Um, all right, let's talk about the big stuff. Spencer and The Power of the Dog both got trailers. Let's talk about Spencer first. I loved this teaser trailer. Kristen Stewart is getting nominated. She is getting nominated. Absolutely. 100%. I don't feel comfortable saying that she's winning because I don't feel comfortable saying that anybody's going to win before I see a movie. But just off of the trailer, she's getting nominated 100%. Um, the production design looks gorgeous. The cinematography looks gorgeous. It isn't completely full screen. I don't know exactly what the aspect ratio is on this, but it looks really, really good. I love taking different uses of the aspect ratio and taking advantage of them, which this film does really, really well. This, like I said, much like Parallel Mothers, looks very tense and anxiety-inducing, which I like in a film. Um, but yeah, this movie is coming for Oscars. Do I think it gets picture? I don't know. But Pablo Larraín is a great director. I mean, we saw what he did with Jackie. We saw him get Natalie Portman an Oscar nomination. And I think he's going to get Kristen Stewart an Oscar nomination as well with this movie. Going into The Power of the Dog, I mean, this is maybe a Best Picture favorite. The cinematography in this looks gorgeous. That is the thing that stood out to me with this. We didn't really get to see too many performances from Kirsten Dunst or Benedict Cumberbatch or Jesse Plemons. We saw like little glimpses, but not anything to indicate anything for me. What we did get was Benedict Cumberbatch whistling the Jurassic Park theme. Probably not intentionally, but that happened. The trailer looked really, really good though. I love the use of color in it. Like it's been a while since we've seen a true Western get a lot of recognition. Yeah, I guess you could call Nomadland a Western. I've seen some people call it a Western. I don't think it's a Western. So I wouldn't call that the last Western to get big nominations. I don't know what is, if I'm being completely honest. But this film looks like it could do it. Again, people are saying that Benedict Cumberbatch looks like he's going to get an Oscar. I can't tell from this trailer. He's probably going to get nominated if this movie gets picture, which I think this movie will get picture. If it wins picture, then I think Jane Campion gets director. I already think that she's going to get nominated for director. And if this movie gets nominated for picture, then I think Cumberbatch definitely gets nominated for actor. There's a lot of things that have to do with it getting best picture on what I think's gonna happen. But the one thing that I would lock is cinematography. Into some more news. A big hit from Cannes Film Festival, Drive My Car, has been picked up by Netflix. I've not seen this film as I didn't go to Cannes, but I've heard nothing but great things about this. And I want to know when it comes out. If it comes out this year, since Netflix just announced their schedule, I'd assume this isn't coming out this year unless I missed it and it was on the schedule. But if not, I guess this is coming out next year, maybe. Um, so I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. But very, very excited to see this. The best international feature race has begun. We got our first submission, and it came from Ecuador with the film Sumerible. I don't Sumerible. I don't know how to pronounce it. Summerage. I don't know. I don't know anything about this movie, but it's noteworthy because we are getting submissions. We're getting submissions. Speaking of getting submissions, the Academy screening rooms have opened, and the first 4 films in were all streaming movies. The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Annette, Coming to America, and The Tomorrow War were the first 4 films in the Academy screening room marked for your consideration. I'm really excited to see what else, what other FIC stuff we get to see. Mitchell's vs. the Machines and Annette are 2 of my favorite films of the year, both in my top 10. The Tomorrow War I thought was fine. Coming to America I haven't seen yet, so I'll be watching that because I do think it has a shot at makeup and hairstyling as well as costumes, just because that's what the original Coming to America got. So we'll be excited about all of that, and as we get more news about FIC stuff, because then I get to start figuring out what I need to catch up on before the Oscars, which I always love doing. We got a poster for Mass, big hit out of Sundance. People are thinking that this thing has Oscar potential in the screenplay categories and in all 4 acting categories. We got a poster, nothing to really go off there, but we are getting a trailer on Tuesday, so I will be covering that on the next show next week. So very, very excited for this trailer because I've heard nothing but great things about this. This next story, take with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. But Dune reportedly has screened to polarizing reactions, saying that it is visually gorgeous, but a bit of a turn off your brain and just enjoy it with the plot. None of this is official. The article I read said anonymous. It was anonymous sources. I don't know if this is real. If it is, though, and this is just hypothetically assuming that this is true, I think this really hurts his Oscar chances. I really do think it hurts his Oscar chances. If it is a type of movie where it's just the visuals, but turn off your brain. I think it still gets visual effects. I think it still probably gets cinematography. It still probably gets costumes and production design and all of the technical stuff, including original score. It's still getting all the technical stuff. It's getting all the technical stuff no matter what, just off of the trailer. But as far as its best picture chances, its best screenplay, best adapted screenplay chances, and best director chances, I think this hurts all of those. Do I think this is true? Probably not. But it is still something to keep in mind, because if this is true, it could be big. Next story here, Respect, the Aretha Franklin biopic starring Jennifer Hudson, has gone to VOD after just 2 weeks in theaters. As far as I know, this was not planned. I still haven't seen Respect. I probably will now that it is on VOD. I've been trying to go to the theater as little as I can, just because of rising cases due to the Delta variant of COVID-19. But yes, this makes it more accessible for me, but this is really, really bad. We've started to see things move. Now we're seeing films like Respect go to VOD after just 2 weeks. As far as what this has to do with the Oscars, the Academy might not like this. The Academy might have wanted it to stick in theaters. Especially since this wasn't a planned thing. Like, they seemed pretty chill with it if it was, like, planned. Like, if they said, yeah, we're going to have to go to streaming because of COVID. Yes, there's the Delta variant, but I could see the Academy not liking this. Now, what is Respect's Oscar chances? Best Actress, then maybe costumes, or maybe art direction, maybe makeup and hair. It's definitely actress. I don't even know if it gets anything else. I could see this. You know what? I think it probably does get makeup and hair. I could see this being a Judy situation, minus the Best Actress win. I just think it gets nominated for Best Actress, nominated for makeup and hair. That seems the most likely. But should you should you weigh too much in with this? Probably not. It probably isn't that big of a deal, but it is worth noting. Just because the Academy, they might not be too big of fans of it. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about before I leave you guys is September. Because we got, what, 2 more days until September, 1 more day until September. It's almost September. And September means film festival. So here are the dates. Venice Film Festival, September 1st to September 11th. Then you got Telluride, the 2nd to the 6th. Then Toronto is going to be September 9th to September 18th. And then New York is going to be September 24th to October 10th. So that means that by the next show, Telluride and TIFF will have started. Telluride will be just ending probably when I'm finishing up with the show. So I don't know if we'll be able to cover awards for Telluride. Probably not. Probably we'll be covering the Venice and Telluride awards on the same show, and that'll be the same show that TIFF starts. So September is going to be very busy, but I do want to talk about Venice, because Venice, I would say, is the big one here. What do we think takes home the Golden Lion? Well, we have Spencer. We have Power of the Dog. We have Parallel Mothers, the 3 trailers we got today. And we also have The Hand of God. I think those are your 4 favorites. What do we think wins? That's the big question. What do we think takes home the prestigious Golden Lion? And what do we think? I think it's Power of the Dog. I really do. I think this is what Venice goes for. The Hand of God's also a good shot because it is a foreign film, and they've been known to go with foreign films. But I do think this is Power of the Dog. I just think it makes so much sense, especially with being Jane Campion, making her return to the director chair. I think this kicks off Power of the Dog's big Oscar run. Right, everybody, we have one more thing to talk about. I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but then I remembered that I had to do this thing. So now this thing is the last thing, and it is what came out this week and what I think its Oscar potential is. Really, the only thing that came out this week that had any shot at the Oscars was Candyman. This could have been a big pick. It is Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele wrote it. He, of course, got recognition for Get Out, his directorial debut, I believe. Us, sadly, did not get any recognition, even though it deserved it. But Candyman. It's directed by Nia DaCosta, so it is not directed by Peele. It stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen, though. Do I think this has Oscar chances? Probably not. I don't think this gets nominated anywhere. It's a horror film. It's very rare for those to get recognized. This would be the type of film to do it because it does have something that's sane. It's trying to accomplish something with the film, not just scare the audience. But I don't think this gets anything. So I don't think that we have any Oscar contenders coming from this week. But as we get into film festival season, let me know what you think is going to win at Venice, which festival you are most excited for, and what are you thinking about the Power of the Dog, Spencer, and Parallel Mothers trailers? You can put all of those thoughts in the comments. I will hopefully have my Best Picture predictions video up very, very shortly. I will also have a review of Reminiscence coming soon, plus Respect. I'm probably gonna watch it now that it is on VOD. But that is the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. You can find me elsewhere on The Basement with my incredible co-host, Mark Knopik. We just had a 4-hour stream, including a watch-along of Catwoman, which was torture. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Trevor Mattson, where you can see everything that I've been watching, as well as Twitter at MattsonThe, where I mostly just post stuff about this YouTube channel and the occasional other film thing. But I guess you can follow me. Thank you so much for everybody that listened / watched, and I will see you guys next time on Oscar Buzz. Until then, stay excited about the Oscars. It's award season. which means it's going to be a very fun coming month. See you guys later.